All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being so patient. As you guys do know, my name is Ani Subotic, and I'm an admissions counselor here. But right now, the focus is not on me nor Allison, my other fellow admissions counselor. It is on our current Winthrop students. So we already have some questions prepared for our for you guys that they're going to already answer. Keep yourselves muted, please. But of course, at the very end, if you guys have any questions, just type it in the chat box, and we'll get those. We'll get our student panelists to answer them. All right. So first panelist, meet Miss Chia Yang. Her pronouns are she, her, and hers. She's a business administration major with a focus in finance, and she's also a mathematics minor. She's originally from Richburg, South Carolina, and as you can see, she's very, very, very involved. She is a close scholar. She's in the Trio Achievers program. She's in the National Society of Leadership and Success. She's in the Next Gen program, and she is also in the Floyd College Readiness program. So very involved. Sorry, 1 second. We have a few more people coming in here. All right, next up, we were supposed to have Martin join us, but unfortunately he did have a family emergency, but we just wanted to show off this great student really quick. So Martin was supposed to join us. His name is Martin Jackson. His pronouns are he, him, and his. He's a political science major and a history major as well, so double major. He's originally from Rock Hill, so anyone from Rock Hill, you know, you got some local students here, and he's also very involved. He's in the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. He's also in the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and he's also a closed scholar. Next up, Miss Emily Port. Pronouns are she, her, and hers. She is a digital information design major and a computer science minor and outdoor leadership minor. And her hometown is Andrews, South Carolina. She's on the Council of Student Leaders. She's on the skydiving club. I've actually never met a student on the skydiving club, so that's pretty impressive. You're going to have to talk about that. And she also works at the Johnsonian, which is our publication here on campus. And last, Ms. Jasmine Currington. Her pronouns are she, her, and hers. She's a biology major and a chemistry minor. She's from Whitmire, South Carolina. She's on the Council of Student Leaders, and she's also a Winthrop ambassador. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with some questions. So I'm going to go ahead and pick on Chia. Chia, how would you describe your experience transitioning from high school to Winthrop?
Yeah, so actually, I'm a first generation student, so meaning my parents have not gone to college or they have not gotten their degree. And I'm also a second generation immigrant. So I'm actually the first generation here, being born here. My parents were not actually born in the United States. So it was actually pretty hard transitioning from high school to Winthrop because I didn't know anything about college. It was kind of hysterical, actually. But I also will say that the transition here was actually pretty easy. I loved how Winthrop was very diverse. So you are able to see, you know, the people of your color here. It's not like you're the only one. Another thing too is like, even if I'm a first generation student, you are also very welcome. So it wasn't like, oh, because you're a first generation student, they're gonna treat you any less. Every like faculty and staff member here actually love first generation students, which I don't know, for some reason was a little surprise to me. But I would say the transition here was fairly smooth.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right, Emily, what was your transition like?
Yeah, it's pretty smooth. The first year experience really helps out. So FYE, you'll have your ACAD class, and that ACAD class really helps you with all the little things of transitioning, like working with like time management. Because like in high school, you know, everything's always at the same time. You go to school at like 8 and then you leave at 3. But here you get to like make your own schedule in college. So that's like something that's new that you kind of have to adjust to a little bit and learn like, I have to set aside this time for studying and this time. So time management is like the hardest thing, but ACAD is there to help you with that. And they also help you like get some new friends and find out about things on campus and get you acquainted with what life is like here at Winthrop. So it was pretty easy.
All right, awesome. And for anyone that doesn't know ACAD, we keep talking about it. ACAD is actually called Academy 101. It is a required course all incoming freshmen have to take. It's only half a semester. It's only for freshmen, where it's pretty much adjusting you to life in college. So they highlight things like time management, money management, you know, managing stress and anxiety. So a lot of things just to help smoothen that transition. All right, next question. I'm going to ask Ms. Jasmine, what is it like to live on campus before and during COVID?
Before COVID, I came in as a freshman. I roommate matched through the selection program, and it was the best thing for me that I ever could have did. I had a roommate that was like me. She enjoyed sports. She enjoyed being social. I actually met my best friend when we checked in for our room. She lived right beside me. So you get to meet the people on your hall, and it's incredible because I actually live with some of my hallmates now. And during COVID, I don't live on campus, but I do have a friend, and she said that she's never been closer to her hallmates during COVID because they all hop on Zoom. So
Yeah.
I would definitely take advantage of living on campus if you can.
All right, thank you. Emily and Chia, I wasn't sure if did you guys get a chance to live on campus before, during, after, I mean, not after COVID, we're still during COVID, but before or during?
Yeah, I'm actually on campus right now.
Oh, there you go. All right, awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna live on campus all 4 years. It's just easier because like you don't have to drive, parking your car, paying for gas. Oh, couldn't do me. But yeah, it's nice. There are lots of different residence halls, and whenever you get older, or if you're in the honors program, you can move into like some of the upperclassmen residence halls, like Courtyard, which is where I am now. So like I have a room to myself. So that's really nice, especially with online classes. That there is the option available if you get into Courtyard. But yeah, it's nice.
I know, I remember when I lived on campus, I'm not going to say how long ago that was, but I'll just say it was really recent. You guys will believe me. My favorite thing was just feeling so connected and feeling that, you know, your residence halls, there's always flyers about events going on, or you just talk to people in the kitchen while you're making cookies because, you know, you're a college student and you can do whatever you want at that point. So I always felt very, very connected when I lived on campus. I definitely agree with you guys. All right, next question. I'm going to ask this one for Chia. Chia, what is there to do outside of classes on campus, and what about the Rock Hill area?
So as you can tell, I'm very involved. Literally yesterday with the closed scholars, we went horseback riding. Guys, it was my first time and it was a little scary, but it was fun. So I went horseback riding with the Closed Scholars Program. So you do a lot of events with your organizations and clubs. Sometimes you host events and stuff. So sometimes it might be outside of campus, or you might just want to hang out. There's a really cute like bakery place. It's called Amelie's downtown in Rock Hill. There's also a water fountain and downtown in Rock Hill, which is only like a mile away from Winthrop. And they also have, I don't know if they still do that or do this because of COVID, but they always had food truck Fridays. And I love going to that. It is so beautiful, and it's like at night and you can just go hang out with some friends. So there actually is a lot to do at Winthrop. And if you don't want to stay in Rock Hill, Charlotte is right there. I mean, it's not that far. There's a lot to do in Charlotte, so.
Thanks, Chia. What about you, Jasmine? You seem to be nodding to a lot of things. I feel like you have something to share.
I definitely say like outside of digs pre-COVID, outside of classes, like you could go to the student center. Subway was like one of the hangout spots. And definitely around Rock Hill, Amelie's, like she said, and Charlotte. I was just in Charlotte the other day, so downtown. So there's a lot of things to do. And it's like, what, less than 20 minutes away? So.
And don't forget, guys, we also have a movie theater on campus. And it's $2 for students, if that's still the same rate, if I'm not mistaken. Still $2 for students and $5 for non-students. So it's pretty cheap, and we do pretty much bring the newest movies on campus. Yeah, $2. I know. It's a very good save. All right, moving on to the next question. So this question I'm gonna pinpoint on Emily. Emily, how has your involvement on campus impacted your college experience? Because, you know, we all love self-reflecting questions. So it's time for you to self-reflect and answer it. So what do you think?
So I think like my involvement on campus is definitely like, it's made my college experience. Like I wouldn't participate in the things, I wouldn't get the experiences or do the things that I do if I wasn't in the organizations. And it's really kind of like how you make your friends and like how you network and learn new skills and things like that. I definitely probably wouldn't have gone skydiving if I hadn't have been in the skydiving club on campus. because it's really expensive. And the school kind of helps. Actually went skydiving yesterday. So I was like, oh, nice. Thank you, club. But yeah, like I really like say definitely when you get to college, like make sure you're as involved as possible, because like you only have so many years in college and there's so much to do. Like get started right from the very beginning, and like that will really just help you like feel connected and like have lots of fun things to do.
All right, thank you. And Chia, I know you're heavily involved, so you want to shed some insight on that too?
Yeah, being in the Close Scholar, it's actually a club organization where you are like required to do 112 hours of community service for a scholarship of $5,000. So if you're interested, definitely think about applying for it. I mean, scholarship money is free money. But throughout like my whole entire Winthrop career here, I've volunteered over like 500 hours, and you know, getting to know my community, what's going on around, and seeing who needs help. It actually opened my eyes into like the nonprofit sector, which is what I'm interested in working for. And another thing, I have taken up a lot of leadership like opportunities. So it allowed me to build my skills as a leader, learn how to communicate, you know, all those skills that you might need when you leave college and go into the real world, because you never know when you are going to become like a leader of something. So it's really important. I also, believe it or not, I used to be really shy. Um, so it actually like it really helped me come out the box and, you know, just get to know more people, talk to more people, learn how to connect with people. So it really changed me and who I am, of course, in a positive way.
These are some really good answers. Wow. All right, next question. We're going to ask for Miss Jasmine. So how have you seen yourself grow while at Winthrop? Of course, another self-reflecting question. So how have you seen yourself grow?
I think I've seen myself grow in a positive direction here at Winthrop. Coming in, I was like, I'm only going to do biology and stick with that. But as soon as I got here, like my advisor was like, well, why don't you try chemistry as well? I think you'd be great in chemistry. So I was like, but I don't think I would. And so I did it, and now I love chemistry. Some of the clubs and organizations that I'm involved in, they've really taught me how to self-reflect on it. And ambassadors, we usually do this yearly retreat where we answer questions about who we are, where we want to see ourselves going. In CSL, there was a video that some of the members made for Black History Month and what it meant to them. And it's just things like that that have really made me grow into the person that I am today.
All right, thank you, Jasmine. And I'm going to ask this question to all of you guys real quick. What is your favorite memory from your first year at Winthrop? So take a trip down memory lane. What is your favorite memory? I'm going to let Emily start with this one.
So my first year at Winthrop, I took a study abroad class where you have the class for the first half of the semester, and then over the summer you go on like a 2-week trip. So really like that entire trip was probably my favorite memory, because it was just like we all got really close in the trip and it was really fun. Got to go to Greece and Rome. It's like a Greek mythology class. So like definitely whenever like international travel is back on, like get on those. They're fun. So yeah.
All right, awesome. What about you, Jasmine?
So I have an older brother, and so when I came here, and we're really close. So when I came here, I kind of cried just about every day because I missed him. And so my RA, he's actually our president now, Brandon. He stepped in as an older brother figure, and I talk to Brandon every single day now since freshman year. So that's one of my highlights, was getting to know my RA that well.
All right, awesome. And what about you, Chia?
I'll say my favorite memory. I actually have a lot, but it's kind of crazy because my favorite memory, I'll have to say it was A class that I took my freshman year is called HMXP, which means human experience. Oh my gosh, like there was so much stuff going on in there, but I loved every moment of it. And it's a writing class. You would never suspect student will actually like a writing class, but it was my favorite class, you guys. You debated so much controversial topics, of course, in a very like respectful manner. So you get to know a lot of things about what other people are thinking, think out of the box. And I just loved that class. It's so, you guys, I wish I could take that class again, but you really can't, which sucks, but that was my favorite memory.
All right. I like all you guys had different things to share us. That's really good. All right. Last question, since we are joined by future Eagles here today. What advice do you guys have for these future Eagles that are starting college in the fall? Jasmine, you want to take the lead on this one?
It's good to be involved, but before, like, don't get too involved. So don't have your classes and have like 5 organizations that you're doing your first semester of your freshman year. Like, join at them at like a number over the years. So I would say maybe 2 or 3 is good for your fall semester of your freshman year. So.
All right, thanks. What about you, Emily?
Start looking for like summer programs your freshman year. Like those things, like you don't actually have that many summers, even though it kind of feels like it. And so like the difference of starting like finding a undergraduate research over the summer year after your freshman versus like after your junior year, like yeah, it's a world of difference. Like it really helps out a lot. So look for those early because I didn't even know they existed.
That's really good advice. Yeah. All right, guys. So now it's actually your turn to ask any questions. We do have about 7 more minutes before it's the next breakout session. So if you guys have any questions for our student panelists, please drop them in the chat box. Don't be shy. We've heard it all. And I'm sure they have as well. So they're current students, so they can give you the best advice about Winthrop life on campus. There's got to be someone with a question. I know there is. There we go. How do you go about organizing your own club? All right, Chi, I'm going to take the lead on this one.
Yeah, so actually there's the Office of Student Activities. You can actually go up there and there's, people up there who can actually help you organize your own club because you actually can start your own club here. So you can go up there and they can just help you throughout that process. You don't have to go through it alone. And I'm pretty sure student organizations and clubs also get an opportunity to get money, like kind of like a scholarship, but for your organization, just to get it started.
All right, thank you. All right, ooh, there's so many questions here. So what is it like living in the residence halls? Emily?
It's really nice. I never lived in a traditional style residence hall, which is actually something I kind of like regret because I see all the people that did live in the traditional style residence hall that had such great experiences with it. So like, even though that's something that I know everyone's like, oh, sharing a bathroom, like I definitely recommend like trying it out because that is where people make most of their friends. Like it's very easy to make friends with people you share a bathroom with. But yeah, it's really fun. Their activity, like the RAs put on events and stuff. I think like Halloween, I saw one of the residence halls, they did like a smashing pumpkins, like get over your stress. Like, so there's a bunch of cool things like that.
All right, awesome. So there's 2 questions over here about, did you guys find it easy to make friends, especially with severe anxiety? So Jasmine, what do you think? We want to answer that question?
I can. I'm a people person in general, but coming into college, that was a new experience for me. So I was nervous because I was the only one from my high school that came here. So like I said, I met my best friend when we were checking in to move in on day 1 of freshman year. And then ACAT, I met more friends. And then I lived in a traditional residence hall. So I did meet people in the bathroom, like Emily said. One of my roommates, I did meet her in the bathroom. So I think that Winthrop, we have friendly people here. And I think you'll make friends easily. So just talk.
Awesome. I'm going to go answer just at least 2 of these questions real quick. just because there's so many questions coming in and we definitely want to try and answer all of them. So how do you go about joining the closed program? There is an application online, and actually Allison sent it if you scroll up in the chat box, so just make sure to find it. Do I have badminton up here? Yes, we do offer it as a club or intramural sport. And it's seasonal, so it really depends on the time of the semester or the time of the year. Also, there was a question, how do you find over the summer class? I'm not sure what you meant by that. And are people able to choose their roommates, or they are assigned to you? Yes, you are actually allowed to choose your roommate on the housing application. If you know which Winthrop student you want to live with, you have to make sure you put their information down, and they also have to put you down on the housing application. But also the Facebook class of 2025 is a great reference to meet additional Winthrop students. So definitely join it. A lot of students end up finding their roommates there. All right. So are there LGBTQ plus clubs? Yes, there are on campus. Look at Allison nodding, of course. Allison, if you want to drop that link real quick, please definitely want to get that information to our students. All right. I know you get 10 free therapy sessions each year if you need it. Do they offer more that you pay for, and how much does it cost? Yes, you can always ask for more. The cost is actually determined by the Health and Counseling Services Department. So definitely, if you want to find out cost specifically, just reach out to us and we'll get you in contact with that department. All right, so next question. I feel like I answered a lot of questions that are applicable more to admissions. What does scheduling look like in a normal day? Chia, do you want to quickly answer that?
Yeah. So when you schedule your classes, when you register for it, they'll show you. So a class will either have, like you only meet on Monday and Wednesdays, or on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time, of course. Sometimes there are like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but I also will say a lot of students here at Winthrop do not have class on Fridays. So it's a huge plus. You have like 3-day weekend to get your work done. But if you're unlucky like me, my freshman year, I did have Friday class. So it's not too bad. It just sucks whenever you see your friends going out and have fun when you're like in class. But like I said, Monday, Wednesdays, or Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes you'll have class, like, you know, you'll have 2 classes one day. And it depends, like I said, depending on what class. Sometimes a class will only meet like one day, like my finance class right now. We only meet Tuesday nights. So your scheduling might be different. It's going to be very different to everyone, actually. Not everyone's going to have the same schedule. But typically you only have like 2 or 3 classes a day, and sometimes you only have 1. But like I said, Friday, you don't really have class unless you are unlucky like me.
I know I had a class on Friday at 11 a.m. my freshman year, and that was the only class I had on Friday in all 4 years. So I know I was so jealous when all my friends were sleeping in and I had to wake up. All right, I am so sorry, guys. You guys have so many great questions, but our time is running out. So this is the end of our session. There's a couple more this breakout sessions number 2 are coming up. Make sure you head over to this link. Sorry, do not type in www, ignore that part. Just type in winthrop.university-tour.com to see the different sessions that are offered. And these are the sessions that are offered. So make sure you go on this link and click on the next session you want to get into. And also, if you guys have any other questions, like I mentioned in the presentation in the beginning of Winthrop Day, there's going to be admissions counselors available for questions at the very end. So if you desperately have any questions that you want to answer by today, please join that session, or as always, definitely email us. But other than that, guys, enjoy. Please go on this link right here and go attend the next session that starts in 5 minutes.